gon' have barbecue. They gon' have barbecue. They gon' have barbecue. They gon' have barbecue. Get your barbecue on. Get your barbecue on. Get your barbecue.
Welcome to the BBQ Therapy podcast. My name is Tavis Bryant of Yago Ham Barbecue. Have you ever stood around a smoker or a grill and felt the world fade away? Now that's barbecue therapy. Just a quick heads up on this episode. There were a few technical difficulties at the end of the episode, so we're only able to get 3/4 of the interview, but it's so good, I gotta still let it out to the public, and I will try to get them back in for a full interview soon. And joining us for a therapy session tonight is none other than Pitmaster Cheez. Welcome back to another episode of the BBQ Therapy podcast, the show where smoke meets stories, and the pit is our place for truth. I'm your host, Tavis Bryant, and today we're chopping Pitmaster who brings big flavor and even bigger energy, Pitmaster Cheez. From the backyard vibes to competition tables, Cheez has been putting in the work and putting folks on their game. We're talking about barbecue roots, hustle, flavor, and some hard-earned lessons along the way. Let's fire it. This is going to be a good one. Welcome to the show. So I got one rule: just make yourself at home, speak freely. No corporate sponsors. So if you have in your mind, definitely let us know. First question I have is, what's the story behind the name Pitmaster Cheez?
I'll get to that, but first off, I just want to say appreciate you having me on, bro. I love when I see brothers like yourself going out and giving platform, providing platforms for us, to say it. And I'm gonna make sure you get some of them corporate sponsors. So I don't want to, I don't want to go too far, but no, I dig what you're saying, man. But appreciate you having me on, man, and it's an honor to be here. I'm wishing you great success as you take on. Pitmaster Cheez, what's behind the name? Well, it was originally Cheeseburger. You know what I mean? It's a ride in a club. Everywhere we went, I ordered a cheeseburger. If I'm not sure the restaurant, 9 times out of 10, I'll probably just get a cheeseburger or some chicken tenders. I ain't gonna go out there and swing too far from that. But as time went on, I kind of cut the burger part and just went with cheese, man. But if anybody want to know, hey, man, a good cheeseburger. So if you got a good cheeseburger, I'll pull up. I come for a good cheese.
And how did you first fall in love with barbecue?
Man, it's kind of hard to say, man. Being a black man from the South, I don't know no other way. I just thought it was a right on. You know what I mean? As soon as I hear a black man say okay barbecue, I might want to see a card. But but I grew up in a household, man, and my father loved the barbecue. It's always been a staple. It's always been a staple, and it's just something me and my father shared together. I remember the family barbecue. My mom would be there, literally on the stove, making up the sauce to mop. My dad, not a lot of smoking, but a lot of grilling. He didn't do a lot of smoked meats, but he pretty much grilled everything. Mopped it up. But after that, it just became a labor of love. It's something I always. I mean, ooh, people always say, "Man, you make some good ribs." So and that's one thing that they'll ask me to bring to the potlucks. So forth and so on. So I kind of just.
Mm-hmm. So when did you get to a point where you were like, I'm pretty good at this?
I think when barbecue became mainstream with barbecue pitmasters, and I'm watching it on television, I'm like, oh, okay, I see it, but man, I mean, watching it and going back, working on your game, your technique, I was like, hey, I'm pretty good at this, and that's what kind of propelled me into barbecue itself as far as professional or competition. It wasn't my intent to get in the game and have a food truck or do all of these things. It was, hey, I'll get a trailer for competitions, and if I can go and make some money on the weekends with it, it'll be great. You know, and then once I had the trailer, it was,
Mhm.
man, this it's expensive to compete, right? And so um, I end up just, you find your way. I've competed on several different teams with guys, but as an individual, just being able to go out there and do it as an individual and be able to support yourself, the team, the time, the travel, it takes a lot. Um, so now that I have this trailer, what am I gonna do with it? Well, I know I make good barbecue, so jumped out there and started at the car wash. And it just so happened during that time, and this was back in 2015, uh, food trucks was just taking off in my area. There weren't a lot of food trucks in the space.
Mhm.
Uh, we spent some time down at city council meetings trying to, rally to get food trucks. So I was kind of on the front side of that a lot in Virginia. And that's when I kind of found my mentor. You know what I mean? Some people that were in the game, and they kind of pulled
Mhm.
you alongside and kept it. Um, I'd be lying if I said that was my goal to be a food trucker and make millions in barbecue. It was something I had, um, and I just jumped out there and started running with it. And I learned a lot of lessons along the way. And I think what kept me really with it, because it was winning. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
In a sense, you're trying to figure this thing out, and it's like, man, I'm the guy that wants to get behind the curtain. I want to know. I want to know how
Mhm.
everything works. So then you start doing that, and it was never a lot of stress or pressure to make it work because I was active duty military. Um, I, I was just
Mhm.
fortunate to put in position. I had a partner at the time. So it was kind of like a hobby for us. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, yeah, we're going to go out here and be great at it. And it just, kind of spawned from there.
Mhm.
So, and it's been a journey, man. But I can honestly say I appreciate the journey, and it's humbling. I'll tell you that much.
So, what's your barbecue style?
I don't have. I mean, I don't know. People always say, "Hey, man, what's your style? Man, where you from?" That's my style. You tell me where you from. I'm pretty sure I'm a nail it. If you tell me the range and stuff like that, and it's not just being kind. It's like, man, I've been there. I probably cooked with some guys from there. Uh, um, I'm a creature of habit, a study of habits. I'm a great student. You know what I mean? I'm a fly on the wall. I'm used to sitting in meetings in the corner, not being heard, taking notes. That was, my career for, more than 20 years. So that's why I can confidently say, man, whatever your style is. Now, what style do I prefer? Man, I like sweet. I like sauce. I
Mhm.
like some sweetness to it. Probably St. Louis, Kansas, somewhere blend in there. If there was, uh, if you had to put a steak to it or kind of, one of the main strengths, I would say, well, man, my style is Georgia barbecue, but it's not one of those states that's known for barbecue like this. And don't be offended, people from Georgia.
Yeah.
I know we barbecue. I'm just saying, like, Kansas City barbecue, St. Louis barbecue, Texas barbecue. It's not a whole lot of conversation about wet Georgia barbecue. You know what I mean? So, man,
It's
my
true.
neighbors, friends, I love y'all. Y'all know I'm straight, but just saying.
So we understand. They don't put us in the conversation. We do have some champions here, so I mean they can't sleep on us though. What do you think
Yeah,
separates good barbecue from great barbecue?
that's a good question, man. Because what's great, you know, and I go back to that, man, because, man, if this is what you grew up on, it's going to be great, right? It's, um,
Yeah.
so that I kind of stay out of that conversation. Like, and I say, man, to me, yeah, is there such thing as bad barbecue? Yeah, when it tastes like lighter fluid or, you know, bad smoke, dirty. Yeah, you can mess up a cook. But for the most part, man, smoke, heat, meat. You get that right, it's you got barbecue, you know. So I'll definitely say, I'll just say, hey, man, great is where you're from, great is what you love, man. I love, you know, I eat everything.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, because you used to eating a certain type, it's gonna be great to you, and you don't know what good and great is because you're used to eating one type of barbecues. I mean,
And that's what I
because like
always
I
say. If
said, it
you
depends
haven't been
on who
around, if you
you're.
haven't, yeah, if you haven't traveled, if you haven't been around, you wouldn't know what great. I mean, you gonna think what you're getting every day in the backyard is. That's just automatically how you're going to take that
Mm.
situation. So I kind of stay away. Yeah, I'm like, all right, cool. Because, you know, people, man, they ready to scrap about that barbecue, but you lose some friends about barbecue. You know, man, look, people fall out. Say something about it, man. And I know how personal. It's one of those things, man. So, you know, I just say, hey man, I respect where you're from, respect the region, and hey man, may the smoke roll in your favor, you know.
Definitely, because in our culture, everybody think they're the best barbecue around. So
Oh
we're gonna
man,
talk trash.
man, I don't literally see folk come to blogs, man, pack up their stuff, ride through a field, and Brian, people take that barbecue stuff so serious, man, and I'm like, man, oh man, boy, ooh, talk about it.
Could you tell us, hey, just give us some valuable lessons that you learned while running a food truck or catering?
Valuable lessons, man. It's so many, man. I think the number one is not underselling yourself or underpricing yourself. Um, because it's a lot on the backside of, especially like with a catering, man. And food in general. Because a lot of times you don't think about the pans, you know, something that's simple, aluminum
Hmm.
foil, uh, you know, and the miscellaneous items. So you don't short yourself on what you need to make per pound, you know. And, and that's the biggest thing, man, because man, this food truck math, I don't restaurant math, it don't math like you think it math. You know what I mean? Like everybody kind of
Right.
have. I'm like, it's different, bro. Only thing I found tougher was VA math. And I'm gonna be real with you. You'll go out there and you can sometimes have it priced right, but it's would by the time all the expenses hit, all the miscellaneous, maybe this, that, it's let's say on average 25% net business, you know, on average. Not saying people are not above that, but I just put it in that perspective, you know. So getting your pricing right, figuring out food costs, being organized as much as you can to, because it's a lot of stress to go into it. And a client might see that day, but man, this has been a week, you know, more in planning, and it was probably more of that in planning, but a week in execution. You know, you got to go pick the food up, you got to prep the food. Most most people go to multiple stores. You know,
Mhm.
that's all day. You know what I mean? I already know if I take a catering right now, it's 3 spots I got to hit. It ain't gonna change. That's a whole day. Get up, make your rounds, go get all your stuff, get packed in. So that's a day already gone. Then you're gonna spend a day prepping,
Mhm.
getting ready, depending on how many people, how many portions. Man, you're on your feet for hours. And then you go prepare the meal, go serve the meal. Then you get back, man. You like, yeah, it seemed like one day, but you got about 60 hours in this project. And I mean, just over the course, and I'm not saying day for, like hour for hour, minute for minute, but just having that. And that's when you hit me up and I was looking at BBQ Therapy pod. And I'm like, man, it's mental health month, and and this is a
Mhm.
good segue to kind of lean into it. And I don't mean to take this in another direction, but I now that we're here, I'm just
Go
kind of
ahead.
like, man, shoo, boy, you need some mental health warriors, prayer warriors. You need all kind of warriors in this game because it's not easy. I don't think I met anybody
Mhm.
that'll say it's easy. Um, over the past 10 years, I always say this when I'm talking to somebody, they get it, oh, they telling you about the food truck and what they're gonna do and how it is. I always look at the spouse, male or female. Their expression, whether they want to rat their partner out or not, it's just natural human expression to call bullshit, right? So you can love your spouse all you
Mhm.
want, but when they leaning into something that you really ain't seen came to fruition, you can see it all over the spouse face, man. And so, that's why I say, man, I let a man tell his tale. Man, I made $5,000 yesterday. Sure wish I know you did, boy. How much you put in your pocket? What we talking? You know what I mean? What we talking? $300, $400? And I'm not saying that that's bad. You can get $300 a day, you can get close to 100 grand a year. But we talking net. Not
Mhm.
like that. And that's why I say, if you're in this business and you have a spouse, significant other, unless they met you on this journey, really, especially if you one of the ones that, man, God woke you up at 2 o'clock in the morning and told you that this was the path for you, right? You get up,
Mhm.
you on the way to the bathroom, you see the whole vision, the dream. You can't even sleep. You laying back, look over at your old lady, and what you say? I can't wait till she wake up so I can tell her this plan God don't get. You get up in the morning, gave her the plan, and whole time she love you. She don't know how you gonna make it work. She still trying to figure out if it was the Lord of your bladder just calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning, but she gonna ride with you. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's why I say, man, this a tough business, bro. So be careful. Don't burn your family, right? And I say all that to say, okay, the Lord woke you up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Your son, he might want to play football. Your daughter might they got their own
Mhm.
ambitions. Your spouse, she cool, she like you. She with if you in it, I'm in it. But it's a lot of stress to go with this. So you gotta be cautious not to put that on them. And I can say as a man, you get caught up in a lot of ego, something like, yo, I'm gonna win it. Just work. Hey, now to get started, where does most of our help come from? Family, the free. You know what I'm saying? And although they're your family, they're also your team now. So and
Mhm.
you're in that leadership position, and you got to carry them, bro. So and just be cautious of that. You can't burn them 4, 5 weekends in a row. This is summer business. Like they don't want to go to the water park. Like they don't want to go. You know what I mean? And sometimes that
Mhm.
builds a lot of resentment. And even when you're, and that's the one thing you don't want to do. So, um, it's okay to take a mental health break. It's okay to step back for a little bit, man. Take you a break. Um, watch your family. Watch the stress. What you're putting on them. And I would definitely encourage couples to go to therapy, bro. Like marriage counseling, like entrepreneurship and marriage, bro. That'll test, especially if both of y'all, like it, man. If both of y'all don't have that, well, y'all gonna bump heads all the time. You know what I mean? Because you want to go this direction. You want to take a chance, but guess what? Hey man, stuff still got to get done over here. Kids still need braces. You got a whole lot of decision to make in there, and that's why I say, man, definitely be cautious. Uh, if you're going to get into this thing, and get you a mentor, get you a coach, you know, because, and I'll be honest, man, that's what really saved me from the wolves. When I first got in it, and I joined the Food Truck Association, right? And that was just
Mm-hmm.
a support group, man. Like you don't really. It's hard for people that live their whole lives as individuals, and a lot of entrepreneurs think of themselves as individuals. Like, yo, I'm getting it. It's mine. It's this. It's that. But without a support group, bro, this road gets so lonely, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why these days I like to be a beacon of hope and ambassador of goodwill of sorts. Not that I'm gonna come and tell you everything that you're doing is right. Like if you deal with me, you're gonna have to deal with hard criticism, and that's just the person that I am. You know, um, I'm gonna let you know when something. Hey man, that's a. If I'm just, hey, that's and I tell man, my jokes, man. I don't joke with a lot of people, hopefully, because my jokes gonna you know what I mean. You gonna get touched a little bit by my jokes, but I can take them too. You know what I mean, and that's why I seldom cautious about who I say in my circle and my friends, because I know I might come out sideways sometimes. But you need that support group, man, and don't think you don't. Because when you go out there and man, you thought you was gonna kill it this weekend, you don't spend $2,000 to go out here and vend at a spot. Man, you supposed to be there 3 days. It don't rain a day and a half. Man, you never know the foot traffic not there because every event coordinator they gonna tell you hey, but you know, it's tips and ways to kind of get around there. And I remember I had a mentor, Donna Ord, and Donna pulled me aside. She said, Stan, what are you doing over there? You shouldn't even be over there. If you can't make 10 times what it costs to be there, what you doing over there? Or hey, let me, you know what I'm saying? You get people that kind of, hey, you know what you're doing right there? Hey, when you could, so the good days, the bad days, and a lot of times you can't call your folks, your friends, because they don't understand. So having that
Mm-hmm.
support group, um, and don't be afraid to reach out because we know what this a tough game. And I'm just talking about life, but especially when you out there betting on you. People don't know the decisions you have to make. You know what I mean? Everybody just think it's peaches and roses. And I'm gonna tell you, bro, hey man, I don't see hey, there's some ups. But man, there's a lot more downs in the restaurant industry and the food industry. Um, so definitely, man, get you a support group. Don't burn your family out. And take time for yourself. And that's just to give you a mental checkup. You know what I mean? Because I know,
Mm-hmm.
man. I'll tell you, man. It's tough. And if I ain't have like my support group. It's times there you want to quit, man. I did a catering right before the holiday, man, and that's kind of like why I'm dragging and kind of, kind of, catching up now because, man, that thing beat me so bad, bro. When I say, whew, that heat, man, it was just hot. Oh man, I was a man down. Um, the
Wow.
event coordinator. I didn't even know there was an event coordinator. I did know that they said somebody would be bringing in some food later, but as I'm on the way, and I'm military, so I want to be in out in less than 2 hours. 2 hours. and that's with me cooking on site. But in order for me to move that proficiently, it's the pit crew. You know what I mean? It's the folks. It's the staff that's behind me. And man, we were man short. So now I gotta help unload, set up, this, that, cook, flow, event coordinator running in late. No one even talked to me for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I sat there 30 minutes trying to figure out where you want me to set up. No one knew. So it was just a lot back and forth. Needless to say, the food spot on point, and rave reviews led on to something else. But it was just that day that just kind of was like, man, this here, bro. I'm about to hit 50, dude, bro. Hey, man, and I ain't, man, trust me, I feel it in my hips, like, bad shoulders, stuff like that. And I'm like, man, them the days when you got to get on the phone and be like, yo, bro, man, I don't even know if I can keep going though, and it's funny, I hit my man and he said, come on now, and I'm like, yeah, I'm with you, but this a tough game, bro. And barbecue, this heat, and again, taking care of yourself. It's hot, and I don't know. These ain't the same summers, bro. This heat ain't the same heat. So you need to make sure you hydrating your gallon of water, not day of, day before, and just be careful out there and take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's number one. Your health. You got, especially if you're over a family, you got to be there for them. Not only you, them, and also like I'll be 50 next year, so you definitely gotta. I mean, get a legacy for you because I have a 13-month-old and a 9-year-old, so I gotta have a legacy for them. So I can't be fumbling around, be half doing it like I was if I was single or something like that, because you got people depending on you. So mental health and physical health, very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta do that.
What was your most memorable barbecue experience so far?
Man, hands down, man. Memphis and Bay last year, bro. That was a cold moment. That's I ain't, bro. Hey, man. You can folks can say what they want to say, bro, but that was a cold moment, man. It was a special moment because it was shared between I'd say my barbecue family, uh, brothers I've known for a while. You know what I mean? Like same passion, same drive, individually kind of doing the same thing, but to be able to, put a lot of that aside and really look at it for what it is and say, man, we can really put together a championship team. And man, I tell you, bro, it's competing, but that experience, I think, and last year was just so, man, it was like a retreat, man. I can't explain it, bro, but that was, and we didn't even win first place, bro. It was fourth place, but that's a big deal on a stage like that. And I don't want to belittle it, but man, that rush, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal. So, I mean, can't poo-poo it at all. I mean, a lot of people ain't even been out there for years and years and ain't got no trophy. So it definitely is a big win amongst the names that's out there. It's definitely probably unexpected. I mean, let's be real, that they probably wasn't expecting y'all to be up there. And y'all showed them what time it was, and y'all hard work paid off. So, I mean, it's definitely a big accomplishment.
Appreciate it, man. And like you said, bro, I mean, we felt we had a chance to compete, a good chance to compete, and being there. And we went back this year, and I mean, didn't get what we wanted, but man, one thing I know, bro, we could take some folks out, bro. I'll put it that way. We tough money, bro, and it's just coming back from all the ancillary categories. You know what I mean? Like, yo, we were fifth, sixth, place in several categories. So it was just, man, the level of the competition there. So Hey man, I love them brothers. Hey man, I'm a part of this team as long as I can. Hey man, be there. You know what I mean? If I can be there, I'm gonna be there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I'm locked in, bro. But that's a great time.
Uh, and let's talk about your seasonings. Now, you have 3 seasonings. Could you explain a little bit about each one?
Yeah. So basically, man, I've been. That's just what I run, and I've always run that. And for the dirty SPG, dirty salt, pepper, garlic. It's just that salt, pepper, garlic, and it's got a little heat. And that's but it's for beef. I made it for beef. I like Texas style beef. I haven't been anywhere else. Just got, and I mean, the standard to me is going. I respect other places, but I'm a salt pepper guy. So I throw in the salt, pepper, garlic. Just back when I was uh, when I first started mixing my own rubs and stuff like that, there was a dirty Dalmatian type blend, right? Was it salt and pepper and the dirty is whatever else you're throwing up in there outside of the salt and pepper. So like dirty SPG, man. I like that garlic. I need a little onion powder. So that's beef, steaks, brisket. Um, that's it. My vegetables and everything else. Dirty SPG. You don't need nothing else. I don't care. Spaghetti, whatever you making, hit it with some dirty SPG. Especially like too. You notice when you're in you get the packet out of the store. What it's got the little salt pepper packet. That's all you got, right? You get some bland food. Especially if you're in the
Mm-hmm.
military out in the field, right? You pop that, ain't no flavor, baby. We got salt, pepper, with Tabasco. That's all you got. So you can use that, I promise you, man. You go on vacation with it, bro. You don't have to worry about that. You might get stranded out there. You need to have some dirty SPG in that bag if you get stranded somewhere. Because you got to catch it and put a little, you don't want to be hot in no situation where you might need to season something with some flavor and ain't got the dirty SPG. So make sure you get you some of that. Hot lemon pepper garlic, man. Hey, Georgia, hey, lemon pepper, hands. That's how you're gonna take your wings. And then with the mild sauce. Yeah, everywhere. That's why I say so. It's hot lemon pepper garlic, and I love garlic, man. Garlic just the fragrance of the garlic, and it just picks things up. But that hot lemon pepper garlic, man, that's seafood, wings, of course, chicken. And I got people that compete and stuff like that order it in the bulk. You know what I mean? Especially that hot lemon pepper garlic. Man, the wing spots, got a couple of competition guys. And man, I got a partner, hey, man, that chicken bar, man, trust me. Hey, he gonna tell you the secret ingredient is that hot lemon pepper garlic, man. That's all you need in that pot. And so and it's great on pork. I like when I was in there, it started like chicken wings and stuff like that. Man, then I put it on some ribs. I'm like, man, I'm working with something. And then I do a little mustard for a binder. And then I hit it with the hot lemon pepper
Mm-hmm.
garlic like I would a barbecue rub on a pork butt for let it go. Bro, you ain't got to do nothing else. I it the way it picks that pork up is like man, no other. So they're having a lot of success with that. And then the barbecue rub, I like sweet. I like again. I like sweet. And don't give me no mustard based potato salad that's bitter with them little onions in it. I don't like bitter. I like sweet. Yeah, you get mad at me, but I like Jiffy. Now, if you got a problem with Jiffy, you want to say Jiffy ain't real cornbread, to hell with that. It's going in the same cast iron skillet. So,
Exactly.
so so my flavor profile is sweet. And it's a nice blend of smokiness, sweetness. It's got some salt. It's not heavily salt content in it. And as a matter of fact, I use it as the dirty SPG as a base coat on my barbecue. for that reason, because I know that top cover on my rub is sweet. So just to kind of balance out the flavors. Um, and that's how I kind of craft them. It's what I like. And I can honestly say, and people see me show up, bro. I only have those 3 bottles with me. I ain't got nothing else. Those 3 bottles I go everywhere with. I cater with them. I get on the plane with them. You drop me off. That's all you gonna see me use the whole weekend, the whole week, the whole experience. And because that's me. So I can if you've had my food, if you enjoy my food, it's in the bottle. That's it. I don't know no other way to do it, and I'm proud of that blend. So, um, I know it's a good recipe now. I ain't one of those that be trying to hold on to grandmama recipes forever. So, I'm looking for a deal. If you want to buy the recipes and help me go ahead and co-pack them, hit me up, man. I got some more. I'm a whole chef in these streets. So, but that right though, those 3 right there, that's me. I know that's what it is.
Definitely. Like I was saying in another episode, that it it takes skill to do that, because you have to have exact measurements and stuff like that of each ingredient to formulate it to just taste right, and it's not easily done. So, like I said, my hat goes off to anybody that makes seasonings, because it's not easy to do. As people think, it's just putting stuff together. You got to have exact measurements to do that stuff and have it come out right.
And yeah, and that's why I say, man, and you know, and this is why I say, well, being humble come in, right? And being able to take constructive criticism. That barbecue rub, um, now I will say since the beginning, I have added a couple of more ingredients to it. And you know, it's just another grain of sugar. Okay. So don't think I got away from the sugar and add, no, I added, you know, you start to learn how to layer flavors on. Like, you know, their sugar tastes different as it caramelizes, right? So different sugars are gonna start to taste different along the cook and the caramelization process.
Like I said, I respect anybody that puts stuff together like that, because I mean, it's you got to know how big grains and the little grain and all that, and how it lays in the bottle, how it comes out the bottle, and all that stuff. So it don't sell yourself short on that, because it's not easily done. And then all it's versatile too. You making stuff that's versatile for a bunch of stuff. So like I said, I mean, definitely everyone definitely check it out. Uh and 3 rubs that he has, and I appreciate everything that you informing on this show, because you teaching a lot of folks things that most folks won't say, and it needs to be said, as far as like the mental health and your health and the realistic side of catering, as well as having a food truck and stuff like that. Is just educating people, and not, oh, this is all, everything's going good, I never have no issues, and we selling out every day, and lines all down the lane. But in truth, some folks don't have no customers, and they won't say it, or don't have money to restock, or they having to keep reheating the same food every day, and they don't tell about the stuff like that. They just, everything be good stories and sunshine and rainbows every day. So I definitely appreciate you coming on and keeping it real and telling people the real side of stuff and what to look for, because that's what real education is: telling the good and the bad, and not just the good, so they can prepare themselves for what they're getting into. Because it like they say, wisdom, and it cuts the cost of time. So if I'm telling you something, it shortens it, versus you having to go through it and suffer. I could just easily tell you that, instead of watching you from afar, watching your ship sink in the water without giving you the equipment to plug the hole and save you time. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the BBQ Therapy Podcast. My name is Tavis Bryant. Please tune in to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and any streaming platform near you. Please pay the secretary on your way out, and we'll see you next episode.
Y'all gon' have barbecue.